My name is Radhe Verma. You can see it over the screen. Okay. And rest of the maybe my introduction is available over there. Now, with respect to the SD-WAN, if I start up with today's demo, especially SD-WAN Versa. Okay. Like if people are working on SD-WAN Viptela and they try to get work on SD-WAN Versa, there is a very big difference, I will say. Okay. Because architecture of SD-WAN Versa and the component of SD-WAN Versa might be the centralization and all of those things are same, the fundamental concepts, I will say. But if we will talk about the control plane and other infrastructure, that will be totally different. So in SD-WAN Versa, there is two components. Maybe I am dividing two things. One is named as head end. Okay, head end means where your controllers are. So these controllers are director, Versa director. Okay, director means management plane, and maybe you can say any of the template or anything you will be gonna push from here. Then there is controller, which is the brain and the control plane, handling the control plane of all architecture. Okay, there can be in the redundancy or in the HA. That's fine. I am just creating only one, but it will be more in HA or in redundancy because of handling or the because of checking the your all overall architecture should not be depend upon one controller. Otherwise, it is a single point of failure. Similarly goes with other controller, but I am just creating only one. Then there is something one named as analytics. As you can see, it's depending upon the logging, monitoring, and bits like that. So this is your head end component, and rest are your branches. Okay, these branches can be in the data center. These branches can be a very big branches, maybe regional data center. Okay, anyway. So what happened is, as the simple your architecture of any SD-WAN says, similarly over here you can think about that there can be underlay as an MPLS, there can be underlay as an internet 1 or internet 2 or MPLS or LTE, whatever. Okay, there can be lot of availability of underlying architecture, but on the other hand, everybody will be gonna talk with control. Okay, the very first they will gonna talk with controller. In Versa, controller and your director and Versa analytics are connected with maybe some kind of switch can be in between or whatever you can say. This thing is named as southbound connectivity or southbound interface we used to say. Okay, so southbound interface is the interface which connects your host devices. These devices are named as host devices, branch devices. Okay, so these are your host devices for the different branch. So somehow they will interact with each other. This is your control plane, and this whole control plane work on the protocol named as MP-BGP, which is no more. Maybe you can say a new one. It's a older one running from the decade in the market. Multi-protocol BGP. Why multi-protocol BGP? What is multi-protocol BGP? If I will ask, any idea?
Multi-protocol BGP, I mean, how to define it?
So when you are using only IPv4 routes, okay, this is a standard BGP. But let us say you are using IPv6, you are using maybe any other VPN, okay, layer 3 VPN, layer 2 VPN, or lot of other routes. In that case, it is named as multi-protocol BGP.
Okay.
And when Versa interact with Versa devices, there is a community they will use named as Versa private, which is for sure proprietary of Versa, and only Versa devices can interact with each other, and they can able to understand what is, the data is coming out of it. So they will send some data, it will receive some data, and over the same your I uh, kind of thing which we are using in IPsec VPN tunneling. Here, all those keying and all those kind of other technologies will be gonna shared over the Versa private community, and this key exchange will also happen, and there will be an overlay tunnel which will be gonna form on the top of the center. So this somehow this tunnel will get formed like this. Okay, there will be a tunnel. Is this point clear?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay.
I think
So this,
one
yeah.
more, Amisha has joined.
Okay, okay. Hey, Amisha. So this is one thing. Okay. Now, if I will talk about more, okay, let's go ahead. If I will just talk about how this SD-WAN Versa works. So very first thing is the control plane, which I am explaining. In the control plane means how your device is interacting with the Versa headend. So the very first way, when maybe let us suppose your devices are working in a legacy mode. Okay, there is currently nothing. So all your devices, I am just giving an example. Let us say you are working on a BT, Gold, OB, whatever MPLS. Okay, and your devices are just interacting with that MPLS, and then there is some kind of data center, and over here also in the data center, your devices are having those kind of MPLS link and maybe having internet link also, INET links, okay, INET links, and probably there can be a number of solution. I am giving you one solution like regional data center LBO. LBO stands for local breakout. So if this branch office, which has couple of the users standing over there, right, and they want to go to maybe outside to access the internet stuff in the legacy environment, we were supposed to send it to some of the regional data center or some of the centralized data center, and from there are some security parameters over there, like some kind of firewall policy or maybe IPS, IDS, bit kind of that kind of infrastructure is there, and because of your security, every traffic has to come to the data center, and from data center it will go to the outside. But it is like not now. This scenario was maybe 10 years back. Nowadays, earlier because we were depending more on our own resources rather than outside. But with the increase of your cloud, okay, when your cloud service providers, with the growth of cloud service providers, companies are not now having their own data center or the private cloud, but rather than they are adopting public cloud. Okay, in the public cloud, it can be AWS, it can be Azure, it can be GCP or whatever name you say. So companies are moving to the public cloud, and not only one public cloud, they can have multi-cloud as well. Like some services for AWS, some services on the Azure, depending upon what functionality or what kind of financial model you are adopting to. So because that approach cannot keep on working whatever we were working for the 10 years back, nowadays everybody, every device or every branch, I will say, let us say this is a small branch in India, because you are from India, let us say in Ahmedabad, and this is a small branch in Mumbai or in Delhi. Okay, all of the users from this branch, okay, it is Ahmedabad, it is Mumbai, it is Delhi. Similarly, maybe in Singapore there can be A, B, C, some states or something like that. Now they don't want to go into the regional data center for the internet connectivity, as I was explaining earlier, right? Although they can go over there as well, but nowadays it is required that they should be, okay. Earlier I had talked about LBO. That is not LBO. That is DBO. Sorry, it is distributed breakout. LBO means local. So it should not have the DBO. It should be having a LBO solution, which is locally they should be breaking out to the internet. Okay. And to provide such kind of solution, there can be a multiple maybe stacks of device you can implement on all of the branch. You can have router for the routing. You can have switches for the switching. Now you can have firewall on the top for maintaining your security policies and everything. You can have load balancers to load balancing. Maybe you can have IPS IDS. Okay. Bit kind of such kind of solution you can implement. But to have such a complete stack will increase in the cost. And when it comes to the management, they want everything, but when they check the Excel, and if cost is high, the solution will be denied at the very first point. It will be getting. We cannot have everything at each and every small location. So let us say this location is giving us 10K USD. Okay. And we are spending 50K, 15K USD with these kind of maybe manageability, monitoring, operational team, and maybe, putting up all the stacks. I'm just giving an example. The uh, figures are not uh, like find out very strategically. So if we are doing so, it means we are making a loss. We are in the loss, and loss making exercise is never be appreciated. So in those scenarios, we cannot adopt such kind of topology. Instead, if you see like VOS device, which is a Versa branch device, VOS device has the capability that you can enable all of this functionality over the branch device also. You may or you may not. So let us say if this branch is from maybe let us say it is a government solution and government is demanding they have some kind of governance or rules that okay, I want my security services on the branch itself. Yes, we can provide, we can enable it very soon. It's a matter of only some clicks. Are you getting my point? So this time it is very easy because every service can be embedded into a single box. We need not to have different box. This is somewhat named as x86 architecture, which is like very common. On a VM, we can spin up multiple of the topologies, but there the packet will go from one VM to the another VM to the third VM. Here, if packet will come into the host device, it need not to go into separate VM, but only the host device will handle each and every functionality. Let us say if you want to enable a load balancer, you can. If you want to enable security, you can. You want to enable maybe IPS IDS, you can. Next generation firewall, whatever name you say, you can enable those kind of techniques. I hope so far we are on same page. Ashish, Amisha, any question?
Yes, this is clear for me.
Okay. So this is like, as I told you, this is a control plane. What is data plane? Data plane, let us say for some reason, okay, for some reason, let us say you are working in a pharmaceutical company and in your pharmaceutical company, this is a branch A, this is a branch B, this is a branch C, this is a branch D. Now you made up these all branches over the SD-WAN, okay, for the WAN connectivity. As I told you, there will be a controller, there will be a director, there will be an analytics, which is named as head end. And this head end is something like you are interacting from here to here through the controller only. Okay. It's not like you need connectivity for each and every component separately, but in SD-WAN, it is through the controller. Now, in your pharmaceutical company, you are doing some kind of research on every branch, and every branch is depending upon separate branches to interact for some kind of application or fetching out some kind of data. In this case, branch A need to talk with branch B, branch A need to talk with branch C, branch A need to talk with branch D as well, and vice versa. Every branch need to talk with each and every other branch. So for that scenarios, when you need a full connectivity, it is something named as full mesh. Okay, full mesh. So this is somewhat named as full mesh. full mesh means like if I am representing this is your branch, branch A, branch B, branch C, branch D, bit like that. So this branch is every branch is talking with everybody. Okay, this is your branch A, branch B, branch C, and branch D. Every branch is talking with everybody. So this can talk with each other here, 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 likewise. Okay, so that is how. Now, when you have such a topology, it is named as full mesh, as I was telling you. So this is full mesh topology, and this is your data plane. Why? Because the users behind the branch D can interact with branch B or branch C or branch C. Okay. So by default in SD-WAN, when you bring up any device, okay, by default I am telling it will be a full mesh solution. Any question?
I have one question, but it may not be directly linked to this. But is it okay if I can share the question?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I have just like created a lab in which there are two providers. One is MPLS, one internet. So my MPLS branches are able to talk to each other, and internet branches are able to talk to each other. But there is no
That is
communication
correct.
between MPLS and internet.
Sorry,
There is no communication between branches which are connected to MPLS and branches which are connected to internet.
for sure you won't
So there
have,
is disconnect in between.
right?
So that is like one of the issue that I'm facing. So how can we like resolve that?
You want to have interaction in between them,
Yes, yes. I want all the branches to have like full mesh.
right? So in your scenario, let us say there are four branches. Here also there are four branches. This side it is MPLS. This side, let us say it is
Internet.
your internet.
Yes.
Now, in your scenario, it will have the connection like this, which is full mesh. Here also, it will be a full mesh by default. But because MPLS and internet routes cannot interact with each other, that is the
Mhm.
reason you cannot have any interconnection in between them. If you want to have such connection interconnectivity, you need to maybe do some kind of route leaking somewhere. So you can have a router, you may have a router somewhere, okay, in your organization which can exchange these routes. So you need to do somewhere some kind of route leaking. If you can able to do, then you can send a what default route for the MPLS over here, for the internet over here. Okay, and likewise your devices can interact with here to there, but that is a workaround. That is not through your SD-WAN solution.
Okay, so in SD-WAN we cannot do that.
In SD-WAN, how you will put MPLS route over the internet?
Yes. So I see. I'll tell you about one real world scenario.
Mhm.
Okay, I was working for IDBI Bank.
You are looking for what?
No, like in my previous organization was IDBI Bank.
I am not getting your point. Can you repeat?
My previous organization I was working with
Uh-huh.
was a bank, IDBI
Mm-hmm.
Bank,
Okay.
okay? And they have multiple service providers. They have
Uh-huh.
Vodafone, Internet, Tata, Reliance. Then they have this satellite,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And they all are connected to the data center.
Mm-hmm.
And data center plus they are also connected to the DR, disaster recovery.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this in this real world scenario, how this SD-WAN will able to help us because we cannot route link each and everything to as a default route to another
No,
provider.
internet is every see what it is internet. Internet means if you are taking the link from Vodafone, from anything,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter. Okay. So if let us say your one branch is on Vodafone, another branch can be from the Airtel, other branch can be from Reliance. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Okay, internet never matters. That is what I am telling you. The underlay is never matters. Okay, so in any case, it will go to SD-WAN. Let us say SD-WAN solution is here, and everything is coming over there. Okay, so SD-WAN solution will be able to understand about these things. So internet routes, if it is there, the communication will be there. There is no question at all. But your scenario was literally different. You are talking about internet and MPLS. Internet and MPLS cannot interact with each other. So let us say if there is a company worldwide, uh, by such scenarios, even in the US, you cannot go for the Tata, right? There should be some other service provider. Even in the UK, Europe, Australia, or wherever, you cannot have a same service provider. Internet is something like which is an internet backbone. Everybody is aware about everything. Okay. So if they are on the internet, they can interact with each other. Are you getting my point?
Yes, this is clear to me. My
But
my, my question
but
was
if you want MPLS and internet connectivity, that is not possible because you don't want. See, MPLS route is private route first of all. Okay, you don't
correct.
waste the IPv for public IP address over the MPLS. One thing, you cannot route those stuff, or you cannot send those routes over the internet backbone cloud because private routes cannot go there. Okay,
Correct.
so I don't know, like, what is the scenario, what is the use case? Can you
Yes.
tell me the
So
use case?
no, my question was the branch. Like I'm talking about the branch.
Uh,
So whatever the connectivity it is on the other end, like WAN connectivity, maybe internet or MPLS or
uh,
satellite. Okay,
uh,
irrespective of the WAN connectivity, the branches should be able to talk to each other, right? One MPLS branch should be able
okay,
to talk to different
let
branch.
me tell you first one thing. You first understand one thing. Probably I will be gonna come to your question in maximum 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, okay,
First, let me just describe you something.
sure.
When I am talking about hub and spoke topology, okay, there is full mesh. Then there is something named as hub and spoke.
Okay,
Spoke. Spoke. Here, spoke is your branch site. This can be into Delhi, Ahmedabad, Mumbai, whatever. And let us say in Chennai, we have a hub stuff. We are going there. So one thing it can be like they wanted to talk only with hub with nothing else. And it is a really, in a real world scenario, you don't want full mesh. There is very limited case for the full mesh. Okay. On the other hand, do not get confused. Controller is there, director is there, analytics is there. So this is controller, there is director, there is analytics. Everybody, either it is hub or branch device, they will interact with controller for the control plane and every stuff. But for the data plane, they will interact with only hub because the branches has to talk with hub only. Are you getting my point?
yes,
Second scenario can be as such that branches wanted to talk with each other. So in that case, we can have a further hub and spoke topology, which is named as spoke to spoke, but via hub. So in this case, it can be like this, like branches need to talk with other branches, but like this. Are you getting my point? So if
yes,
somebody need to talk with each other, they has to go via hub. So use case is like you have 100 of the sites, and because of the security or maybe other policy enforcement, you want to do the filtering at the central location, and central location is your hub location. So everybody has to come via hub. Is this point clear?
yes. I this clear.
Then there can be some more topologies in case of SD-WAN Versa with respect to the SD-WAN Versa I am talking about, which is named as spoke to spoke direct. What is that all about? It says that there is a hub for sure, okay, and let us say there are some spokes like this. There are lot of spokes. So here they will talk with the spoke to spoke directly. It is allowed, okay, but in such scenarios, we need to do some kind of route leaking. Okay. So this is your spoke to spoke where spoke can communicate with each other directly bypassing the hub for a branch to branch traffic. But here they will be having some kind of maybe overlay tunnels for sure. Okay, but it is allowed. And this is preferably maybe I will say is happening in your full mesh topology. Okay, where direct communication is there. Then there is one more case, which is a good one. Okay, in your case, maybe you can talk about it. That is SHHS, which means spoke to hub and hub to spoke. What does it mean? You may have regional hubs. Let us say there is one hub, there is another hub. There are some spokes. There are some spokes. Okay. Here, inter-regional, spoke to spoke in the same region. You can have hub and spoke, spoke to spoke, or whatever stuff. But once they need to talk with each other, they has to come via the hub only. So in this scenario, you can have maybe here MPLS. You can have maybe internet.
Yes,
For
I
the
think,
for the
yeah.
large geographical diverse maybe SD-WAN network, you can localize the traffic steering, better hierarchy, I will say, you need to follow. Okay.
Yes, okay.
So that is how your SD-WAN come into the picture. Now, if you talk about the SD-WAN topology we will be doing in our lab, this is somewhat you can see the Versa head end. Okay. In Versa head end, this is your southbound connectivity for the head end communication. So you can see there is analytics, there is director, there is controller, these three devices. And when you see these branches, any branches, if you see, okay, these are the branch locations. Now, these branch locations for the control plane will interact with whom? Will interact with controller. You can see there is a BGP update which is sent by these all uh, and devices. And this is through your MP-BGP, which you will be going to learn into the class when we will be going to take VNX 100 batch. Okay, you can able to understand about these all communication. When it come to branch communication, then we will be going to check like it is a hub and spoke, spoke to spoke, or full mesh, or what kind of topology we are owning. And depending upon that, maybe we can see how the DBO solution can be applied, how the carrier net is working, how all of those kind of fundamentals are working. And can we imply some kind of next generation firewall policies over there, how to imply the different templates, and how to onboard the devices very first time into the SD-WAN solution. That everything we will be gonna check at the time when we will be doing to create some kind of labs. So if you see, here is my controller. Okay. If I will go to the controller, you can see it is using Versa Flex VNF software. Every branch and every controller we gonna use that. Let me make it up. Maybe I want to have for ETH0. ETH0 is, by the way, your management. And I remember the IP because I have put it multiple of the times. So it is 12/24. Let me make it up. I just wanted to show you how the director push some kind of configuration. Let me add the route also. Sudo route default gateway, and it is 172.16.100.1 over the ETH0. Fine. Now, if you see, there is some devices over there. This is one of the jump server from where I can take the access of the device. And this is nothing a window machine. Let me make it bigger. And let me just log in onto the director. No life. Is this switch is culprit? And let me check the director, by the way. Is this up or no? This seems is up. By default, its username is administrator. Password is Versa123. Okay, I am just logging into that, and I can see yes, the directory is up. Now, if you see, there is this is your director CL. Okay, in director you have like any of, maybe I will say, if I will talk about C, if I show you, and let's see, it's on what? It's on Ubuntu. Okay, on the like Linux, Versa has built up their own image. Are you getting my point? If I need to show you the image for the Versa, let me go into the CLI and let me show you show system package info. Package info. So you can see here it is Versa Director software. Can you see there? It is a Versa Director software. Okay. And if you see the release, it is 22.14, and maybe date and everything you can check over. Okay. But this is a Versa Director software. Similarly, if I will put this command on the controller, where is my controller? If I will go into the CLI and use show system package info, here you can see what is this? This is your Flex VNF. Flex VNF will be gonna use for any of the watch device and for the control. By the way, controller and this watch devices will be having same software. Okay. So again, you can see all of those things over here as well. Okay. So let me see if there is a connectivity now. Yes, there is. And let me show you how it look like through the GUI. Okay, here you can see that there are, okay, maybe it's from the previous class. Let me go into the appliance. Let me remove this appliance, and let me show you how to onboard a new appliance. Maybe the controller I can show you so that you can able to understand how in Versa SD-WAN infrastructure it look like. So if I will go to the V controller and let me clean the configuration, it will ask for the password for sure because it's a controller. Okay. So every SD-WAN solution will work on template-based solution. Okay. So this template-based solution is, you can see under some kind of stuff named as workflow. Here, if you see under the controllers, there is already a template, which I will be going to show you later on in our classes. Don't worry. But if you see, it's like you are putting all of the what kind of organization there. Organization is bit like tenant. Why tenants? Because Versa SD-WAN is taking the lead in the market because of its tenancy, high tenancy feature, I will say. Okay. So what are those? Probably I will be explaining that in a moment. Wait for a minute. First, let me go ahead and try to show you. Can you see where it is? We need to provide those kind of coordinates, and then what is southbound, and there are some interfaces it is mentioned. Now, if I will show the interface currently, so interface brief in the tabular format, you can see before some time I just created this one interface, nothing is there. But once I will, push this configuration from, once I will click deploy. Yeah? So this configuration will be pushed from the director through the netconf to my controller. So just wait for some time, and it will be, showing you either it is there or not. Successfully done. Let me go there and see if there is something. Currently no. Can you see this? There is a message. Who is doing that configuration? So through the netconf, director is pushing the configuration. If I will show you again some kind of live, you can see there are some more interfaces. But here, if you see, this is under the global VRF. There is a lot of VRF, by the way. It will be gonna used in the Versa SD-WAN. And here you go. Can you see that? There are a lot of configuration /31 APIPA IP you can see, right? I don't want to make you confuse people because I need to explain about this TVI interface, VNI interface, PTVI interface. Lot of interfaces are there, by the way. Okay. It uses a lot of virtualization, SD-WAN Versa. I need to explain you each and everything, maybe the naming convention also, but not now. It's not a correct class to explain about the same. But you can see there is something, okay, which is gonna configured over here. And that is how your whole control plane will work. And here, if you see this network I have provided in the Versa. Let me show you. Let me show you. So if you go there under the administration, if you go under the SD-WAN, under the setting, so can you see this? This is a control plane network or overlay address, you can say, which I have provided by my own. Like this should be in my whole SD-WAN, it should be the overlay network. So any tunnels, if you will see in the future, that will be gonna utilize this kind of network. But again, I don't want to make you people confused. Currently, you should be aware about one thing. There is a control plane which our any SD-WAN infrastructure provides. Either it is, if you are bringing up Cisco solution, then it is Cisco Viptela who is providing you this overlay network. If it is Versa, Versa is providing, but every single vendor has their own control plane. If you talk about Cisco, Cisco is using OMP. If you are talking about Versa, Versa is using MP-BGP. Any questions so far, feel free to ask. I can see Prashant joined. Hey, Prashant.
Hi, sir.
Able to understand? Maybe you joined late, but I hope so. You able to catch a couple of the things.
Yes, yes.
So maybe before we go ahead, I would like to ask from you, Prashant, like, have you ever worked on the SD-WAN solution?
No,
Okay, sure.
but I have
So,
a understanding.
sorry.
But I have a understanding of SD-WAN.
Okay, great, great. So I didn't start with the SD-WAN because Ashish also has a fair understanding of 15 years of experience. So I didn't start with the case study how SD-WAN and traditional routing is different. I just started with Versa only in today's class. But yes, maybe later on, if you want a high-by overview, what is the difference between these two with respect to the commercial, with respect to maybe technology part, probably we can discuss about the same in 1 hour or so. Okay, that is good to go with doing or analyzing the study. But yes, that is how. Now, all kind of topology which I was explaining you, hub and spoke, hub to spoke to spoke to hub, and then hub to spoke. These all things work on RD and RT. I hope you people have heard about these terms in BGP. Okay, it's not the new term, route distinguisher and route targets. Okay, so these, depending upon this, Versa is playing around the complete solution. So what need to be communicate with other location? Maybe RT can be imported. If not, maybe that can be blocked. It's not easy, but yes, the whole solution is depending upon that. Okay. Later on, probably I would be gonna explain you about each and everything, how RD works, how RT works. Okay. Then maybe I will be gonna show you in some of the lab. Maybe for the DIA lab, I can show you that how they are creating their neighbors. But for you, you should be aware that when SD-WAN solution will come, it will form a complete bigger IBGP. Okay. So there is IBGP session here, IBGP session here, 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 bit like that. Everybody will be matched with each other through the IBGP. Okay, there will be a complete bigger BGP session. That is what I can say. If you see, show BGP, maybe summary, you can see that already a BGP is created. router ID you can check, and all of those kind of. There will be no neighbor for sure because I haven't onboarded any of the, you know, like uh, I haven't onboarded any of the branches currently. But yes, when I will be gonna do it later on, you will be able to see a lot of things over there. Currently, it should not be neighbor brief. Currently, there is nothing. And this is about control view. Then there can be a BGP in the LAN VR as well. So VR, are you people aware about VRF? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So, sorry,
I'm also aware.
you are also aware. That is good. So in SD-WAN, in any of the SD-WAN, eventually they are using this kind of stuff. So if it is a LAN side, it is a LAN VRF, so that the routes are over the LAN. If it is underlay, it is under the underlay VRF. It is maybe tunnel. Let us say there is a tunnel. Okay, this tunnel will be the part of maybe control V. Okay, bit like that, control V. Bit like that. Everything is segregated with each other. And you, when I was showing you over here, show interface brief in the tabular format, you can see there is a VRF plane, okay, which is one, sorry, which is under the management. So, which is your out of band management, right? It is the part of your global VRF. Then rest of the TVI, or these are the tunnel interfaces, maybe you can say. You can say there are some tunnel interfaces for the control VR, for the analytical VR, and then these are the physical interfaces, VNI interface it is named as, but later on I will gonna explain you about each and everything, don't worry. So you can see this is a part of internet transport VR, MPLS transport VR, because I have two links. One is for the internet and one is for the MPLS. So if you see here, coming to you, Ashish, if somebody is from the MPLS only, they will be interact with the controller. If somebody is from the internet only, even they are talking with the controller. Okay. So by those, just give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry, there was an important call. Uh, what I was explaining is about SD-WAN Versa solution as an overview I am giving you. I hope you people able to understand how this SD-WAN solution works. House is open for the questions. Please feel free to ask whatever questions you people have so that we can discuss about the same. Yes, Prashant.
Uh, it's a general question. I mean, in SD-WAN with Tela and Versa, I mean, which one is better? Not better. I mean, which should I learn?
See, you are right that we cannot say which is better. But if you talk about SD-WAN with Tela, those people who are working on Cisco, they don't want to make their devices upgrade completely end to end in their infrastructure, and they are running maybe ISR or something like that. They can upgrade on iOS XE and can go for SD-WAN with Tela solution for sure. But if you are bringing your solution from the scratch, okay, then you have this kind of mentality that you can not only for the SD-WAN Viptela, you can go for Versa, Fortinet, or whatever other solutions which are running in the market. Now you need to think about the use case. Use case is like, if in my organization I need to give the access to different maybe tenants or different maybe providers at the single location, then probably Versa is beating Viptela.
So this facility is not available in Cisco Viptela?
Let us say there is a branch.
Okay.
In this branch, I have 5 um, different partners to whom I need to give the accessibility. In Viptela, I need to create 5 VMs. these 5 different 5 VMs will work as different 5 end devices, and I can do the same work. But if over the single box I can deploy 5 VM, that is good. If no, I need to deploy one more box. And everything, whenever you are giving any kind of solution, it comes to cost. So the cost will be very high. Whereas in case of Viptela, you can have a single box and you can create different tenants on the same box. Are you getting my point? So by that way, it will be more cheaper.
Okay. So, I mean, are we using any VRF or which technologies through which we can provide service to
See, when I am saying about tenants, you can think like, okay, although this class is not for the same, but let me just explain you. Let us say this is a single box. This is tenant 1, this is tenant 2, this is tenant 3. All of them have different control plane and data plane. Okay, this is the same box, but on the same box you have 3 tenants. So it means their control plane and data plane are separate, which means if you have a tenant A, you have a tenant B, you have a tenant C. In A, there is a requirement that there should be a full mesh. You can have a full mesh there. In B, there is a requirement that you only require hub and spoke. You can have that thing. In C, there is spoke to hub, hub to spoke. You can have that thing. Okay. So it is tenant based. If you see before some time when I was showing you over here, like the overlay network, if you will go into the monitoring, then you see the organization. My tenant name is Netminion. And there can be n number of tenants depending upon how many partners are there. And if it is the same site, even for the same site, I will have only a single WOS device. Over there, all the tenants will get imported. All the roots of the tenants I can manipulate. I can run as in how I wanted to do for. Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes.
So there, if such kind of solution is there, then somewhat Versa is taking lead. Again, if you will read about the Gartner matrix, okay, this magical quadrant or all of those things, I hope you people are aware about Gartner. Okay, so you can see the Versa is taking lead somewhat. It is now in the market. If you will see, Versa is giving a very tough competition to Cisco. I can see Ismail also joined. Hey, Ismail.
Hi, sir. Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. I am fine. What about you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. So, Ismail, though we are about to, close this class for today, but if
Yeah,
you have any question, maybe you please feel free to ask. What I explained is about the control plane, data plane, how Versa works.
sure.
And the general thing which I need to describe, let me give you that detail. So for here, I will be going for VNX 100 certification, where not only VNX 100, but more than that, whatever in the blueprint. Okay, more than that, I will be giving you exercise-based training, which means not only theoretical, but the practical also. Lot of practicals like if I will talk about DIA, if I will talk about maybe the rest of the onboardings and everything, template-based next generation firewall, how to put that kind of policies. I will be gonna describe about that thing also, though it's not included in your VNX 100 practical, but I will be gonna give you that much of knowledge during the class. For sure, theory will be there, okay, and theory and the practical will be hand in hand. Then you have the option to take this lab access. For sure, there is some little but difference in the cost who are opting for it and who are not opting for it, but that you can maybe discuss with Myra ma'am. Then apart from it, I can provide you a VNX 100 certification, help. So for the same, probably we can discuss later on in our classes. And this class will be in Saturday and Sunday only. Timing we can decide. It is not fixed yet because I know you are from UK. So you are from UK, right? Ismail?
Yes, sir.
So I will be gonna maybe make it 1 hour late, whatever we started today. So that is bit earlier for you, or 2 hours. Probably we can decide about the timings. Okay, howsoever it is okay for everybody, we can decide it. So timing is not a problem. We can decide. Then it will be your 1.5 to 2 hours of class, not more than that. And maximum, you can think about 5 weeks or 6 weeks maximum, and your class will over, and you can able to understand one more technology. So that is how is the planning. And about myself, I hope you people are some of you are aware about me. If not, my name is Radhe Verma, and this is my whole expertise.
Sir, I need your 5 minutes after this class.
Sure, I will be.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't- Okay, before we wind up, is there any question? Ashish, Prashant, Ismail?
Nothing from my side.
Okay.
Okay, I have like questions. So see, as I told you in the introduction that I'm looking for some role in Versa implementation. So my focus will be like to study from that perspective. So I'd like to, like,
Right.
if that is possible in this class, then it will be good for me.
Okay. Ashish, maybe regarding the implementation, first of all, you need to start from somewhere. Okay. Let's go with this class first. Probably you will be able to understand the foundation, how it works, how this solution is, running on. And later on, whatever efforts need to be put on, probably we can discuss it later, and we can make, separate course for you, or sorry, not separate course, I will say separate classes for you. Or you can, if you are able to understand from here, and you can push it yourself by reading the documents, even that way is also feasible. But I will say start from somewhere, okay, and it is a good start.
Yes, yes, of course I do. I've done this certification, this Versa administration. I think VNX 100.
So certification,
But it
as
was,
I told you,
yeah, it was.
certification is very when you talk about the certification, it is very simple, okay. To cracking the certification is really very simple. But when you are doing some kind of practical, as I was mentioning, it will
Mhm.
make you in the confidence that you can implement something. And to implement something, like you need to go for the head-end deployment, you need to go for the WOS devices deployment, and everything we are covering over here. In certification, nobody is asking for that kind of deployment, right?
Mhm.
So it is much more than that, I will say.
Okay, okay, okay. So I'll connect with this Maya. You said
Yeah, yeah. Myra will be your first
Maya.
point of contact.
Okay.
Myra, ma'am, I hope you came from her only, right?
Yes, yes. She has messaged me.
Right. And if you want to contact with me, whenever you are going to the netminion.net, there is a WhatsApp button. You can click over there, and you will be reaching to me directly. Okay.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, if you wanted to go for any of the courses, other courses also, there are a lot of courses which are available on the website. You can just search for those courses, and you can maybe, contact for any of the courses, including SD-WAN Versa.
There is one more question. It is not related with this course, but do you help with the opportunities or any openings that are there?
We do, but it all depends upon how you are able to grab it, if the opportunities are there in the market or no. Okay, so it's not always committed, I will say, but yes,
Okay,
we do provide.
okay,
Okay. So
okay.
reference, we always do provide, and we always want that our students should be, placed in a good companies, so that it will be, good for our reputation as well. So yes, answer is yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Sure.
That's it from
Thank
my
you. Yeah. Prashant, Ismail, any other question related to this?
No, sir.
Okay. If not, maybe we are good to go to, close this class for today. Let's meet in the next classes, upcoming classes, and we'll see from there. Okay. Thank you for your time, for joining with us. Have a great day. Um, Take care of yourself and your family. Ismail.